I was a software engineer intern at Apple, and I didn't get a return offer, and honestly, it was the best thing that could have happened to me. And I'm not going to tell you that it was easy, because the first few months were genuinely extremely chaotic. Now, I went from having a clear path, a clear future, with a guaranteed salary, a team, and clear deliverables to just me, my laptop, and an AI business I was building from scratch. And the thing nobody tells you about going solo is that the skill is actually the easiest part. See, I wasn't prepared for how much of my day would just disappear, all from emails, follow-ups, updating my CRM, managing content, chasing leads, deliverables. All of this was eating up about 3 to 4 hours of my day. And I kept thinking, I literally built automations for the search page of the App Store that tested every feature when it came to every language, on every device, and in every country. So why can't I automate my entire life? And that is exactly what I did. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I built, how it works, and how you could do the exact same thing. Let me give you some context first. At Apple, I was on the quality automation team, and my job was whenever a new feature dropped for the search page of the App Store, I had to make sure it worked everywhere, not just in the US, but on every single device, in every single country, and in every single language. And doing that manually, it would take forever and is pretty much impossible just for one person to do. Now, that completely rewired the way I thought about work. Because once you understand that almost every single task you do manually can be automated, you never want to go back. And that's what I took with me. I knew the tools, I knew how to code, I knew how to build the workflows, and I knew what good automations looked like. I just hadn't applied it to myself yet. And this is exactly what my business looked like before I fixed this. I'd wake up and I'd spend 40 minutes going through my emails, responding to inquiries, following up with leads, and working on scheduling back and forth. And then I would go into my CRM and manually update every single thing. And then I would go to my content calendar and I would see what I needed to film or write. And by the time I actually got to the actual client work, it was already noon, and I would do this every single day. And the thing is, none of it is hard work. It is all just friction and time consuming. And when you're working a one-person business, friction is extremely expensive. So I went through each of those manual tasks and I thought to myself, do I actually need to be the one doing this? And for most of them, no, I didn't. So the first thing that I tackled was my emails. I built a workflow that goes through my inbox every single morning and drafts responses to anything that I need to respond to. So now, whenever I wake up to a clean summary, I review all of my drafts, edit any that I need to, and hit send. Something that originally took me 40 minutes a day now only takes me 5. The second is lead management. Now, whenever somebody fills out one of my contact forms through my ads, they manually get added into my CRM, and a personalized follow-up message gets drafted. It then flags me to review it and send. The third was scheduling. No more back and forth. Now my calendar link goes out, they book a time, and that automatically gets blocked off into my calendar, and alerts are automatically sent. No more going back and forth with the client all day. And lastly, client management. I now have a system that monitors all of my client communications, flags anything urgent, and drafts responses to them. And it just really makes sure that nothing falls through the cracks. And all of these automations definitely seem like a lot, and they took months to build. But honestly, I just did it one workflow at a time. All you need to do is find the one thing in your business that's eating the most of your time and automate it, and then go on to the next. So now let me tell you about the tool that actually ties all of this together. I have tried a ton of different programs and systems, but the one that worked the best for me was OpenClaw. It's an open source AI agent that runs locally on your machine or VM or however you choose to host it. And a great platform that you could host OpenClaw agents on is KiloClaw. KiloClaw is a managed version of OpenClaw that was built by the KiloCode team, which is the same team behind an open source coding agent with over 1.5 million users. So instead of setting up and hosting your OpenClaw agent, they handle it all for you. And the reason I actually trust them with client work is because of security. They commissioned a fully independent 10-day security audit and published the results publicly. On top of that, every single user gets their own private environment, which means your client's data and your data cannot be accessed by others. That's not something most AI companies can say. On top of that, you get access to 500 plus models with no markup and no rate limit. It's honestly the most flexible and secure way to run OpenClaw without any of the setup headache. So if you are interested in KiloClaw, click the link down below. What makes OpenClaw different than any other tool that I've used is that it actually executes tasks. And you don't need to tell it what to do through a website or a dashboard. You could just message it through Telegram, through WhatsApp, through Discord, through whatever you already use, and it responds to you and it does it. And I'll give you a real example. Let's just say I'm on a client call and they ask me to send over a file. I could just text OpenClaw directly from my phone on Discord and ask them for the proposal that I sent that client last week. OpenClaw will go into my computer, grab that file, and send it back to me within 10 seconds. Or another example is I could wake up in the morning and I could text OpenClaw asking to summarize all of my emails that I got yesterday. And within 30 seconds, it flags anything important. And for the technical side, it connects natively with N8N, which is where I build the actual workflow logic. See, OpenClaw handles the interface and N8N handles the actual workflows itself. So if you want to build your first OpenClaw agent through KiloClaw, the link will be down below. Let me talk about why this actually works beyond just saving yourself time. Let's just say that you're on a sales call and that potential client asks if this actually works. You could literally show them your own business working on autopilot. You have to make sure that you practice what you preach. And on top of that, now you don't need to show this client a testimonial or an example of a workflow because your own business is doing what you're trying to sell. And that's the thing that I think a lot of people who are running AI agencies miss. You cannot credibly sell automations if you are doing your own work manually. Your own business / operation / agency is your proof of concept. And the moment I started showing prospects my own workflows for my own business, my close rates went up because nothing works better in sales calls than showing the actual process running. So if you're trying to start an AI agency and you still don't have that first client, automate your own business and use that as a case study. But here's the bigger picture. When I was done working for Apple, I wanted to build something for myself. But within the first couple of months, I basically recreated all of those same problems. See, I was just working for myself instead of working for Apple. I was manually doing the most annoying, time-consuming manual tasks daily. The automations I built didn't just save me time, it changed the way that I work. See, I'm not reactive anymore, and I'm not spending half of the day on admin tasks. I'm now focusing on the things that move my business forward, like client delivery, closing deals, and building new automations to sell. See, that is what a good automation does. It frees up your time to do what matters. So where do you start? If you want to build something like this, you need to do one task at a time. You can't automate everything at once. So find the one manual task within your business that eats up most of your time. For most people, this is either emails or lead follow-up. So find that one thing, automate it, and then go to the next. Tools that I would start with is N8N for the automation, OpenClaw for the interface, and whatever CRM you're actively using. And give this time. It takes months to build these out, but I promise you, once you implement them, it is a complete game changer, especially in sales calls. because now you're not selling something theoretical, you are selling something that is working already within your business. If you want help building this out, I work with a small number of people one-on-one, and I will personally help you scale your agency from building your first automation to landing your first paying client. The link is in bio if you want to apply. It takes 2 minutes. If not, subscribe. I drop free game on here all the time, and I will see you in the next video.